Welcome everybody to the second video of Be an Innovator. Amp up your awesome admin superpowers by delivering innovation with Einstein Prediction Builder and Discovery. So as you know, we are building an AI-powered app from start to finish in this 6-video series. And you can watch the videos, share your progress online on Twitter, and enter to win prizes. All right, so for video 1, we really talked about the issues facing our favorite company, Cloudy's Candies. And for video 2, we're going to take that next step in app building and solutioning, and that is to gather all the requirements. And I'm super excited to hear from Leanne Reimel and Ayori Selassie about how we can do this. Let's talk to them.
Thanks, Rebecca. Ayori and I are excited to be back and talking about our AI app. So last time we talked through our Einstein use case, which helped us think about how would our ideal situation, our ideal solution look for attrition, right? It helped us think about this problem of attrition for Cloudy's Candies and how we might start thinking about a solution. So let's revisit that Einstein use case worksheet again, and then we're going to get into talking about our Cloudy's Candies AI app. So Ayori, let's talk through that use case that we defined last time we met.
Yes, so when we went through the worksheet, we identified that one of the things that we wanted to be able to predict was attrition. And we wanted to predict attrition for our employees so that they could take the right actions and improve the customer experience, and we could retain more customers. And ultimately, that would result in an increase of revenue, and that's great for the bottom line. The other thing we identified is that we wanted to be able to predict which customers would onboard successfully. And if we could do that, we could make sure that our customers have a good onboarding experience and that they're able to get all access to all the boxes that they need and enjoy the service. And that would also result in an increase of customer retention and good stuff for the bottom line. Another thing we wanted to do is we wanted to have access to all that information through our reports and dashboards, so our leaders in the company could have visibility into all of these predictions as well as the other related data so that we could improve our customer experience.
Awesome. So we've talked about those problems, those obstacles that we're facing, and what those use cases look like. But now we're going to get a little bit deeper into what it means to build an intelligent app, an AI app for Cloudy's Candies. And really everything we've talked through as we're going through this, it sounds like an early warning system, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to be building, so tell us a little bit about that. We're going to be building this intelligent app for Cloudy's Candies, and how should we kind of start thinking about what that really means for us getting hands-on as admins?
Yes. So an early warning system basically allows you to be able to see for all of your customers what could happen. So that when your customers is getting ready to give them a phone call or send them an email, they have an idea of this current state of the customer so that they engage with the customer in the best way. Early warning systems have been around forever, and most of them in the past, they've been set up using rules engines and other forms of workflow and formulas to help you get an idea of the state that the customer's in. But what's amazing about using AI here is that we can now use a plethora of all the different pieces of data that's available for our customers inside Salesforce and make an intelligent early warning system powered by AI.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to be a really fun app to build. So let's go ahead and start getting hands-on and talk about what we're going to build in this app. We're going to start with gathering requirements. All of the admins that are on the video, I know that you've spent time gathering requirements, and AI apps are no different. We still have to sit down and gather the requirements to ensure that we're making the right solution, that we're building the right solution. So Ayori, what is the first question when we're thinking about gathering requirements that we should consider?
Yeah, well, like you said, it's no different from any other application. The first thing you want to identify is, who am I building this app for? So who do we want to build this early warning system for? And in this case, we identified 3 different personas. First of all, the sales rep. They're the ones who are contacting the customer to let them know what new candy boxes are available. I'm super excited about the new peppermint candy box. I love peppermint candy. And we also identified that the service rep was also important because they're the ones who are responsible for helping the customer have a good onboarding experience so that they know how to order their first box of candies and how to change those orders as they go through the process so that they can always be happy with their experience. And then lastly, we also wanted to make sure our executives had access to all of this information and had the right level of visibility so that they could drive the business forward.
Awesome. So we've defined our 3 personas, our sales users, our service users, and our executives. Executives always want dashboards. Now, the next question we want to ask is what? Now that we've defined the personas, what do those personas want to do? Or what should those personas be doing in that intelligent app?
Yes, so the first thing is the sales reps and the service reps, they all want to have access to that attrition information, and ultimately they want to be able to see who's already attrited, who has already left the service, but also who's at risk of leaving the service. And if they can see that risk score, they can take the action to engage with them at the right time to improve the customer experience. And the same thing with that onboarding information. So right now we have information that we're tracking inside of Salesforce to let us know which customers have onboarded successfully and each stage of that onboarding process. And so that's important information for our service reps. And then also the reports and dashboards, obviously, for the executives. They want to be able to see all of this information more holistically.
So we know who's going to be using this intelligent app. We now know what it is they need to do in this app, what information they need to access. The next question we want to make sure we're asking and documenting as we gather requirements is, how do they want to be accessing this data? How do they want to be accessing this information? So tell us about what that looks like in our early warning system for Cloudy's Candies.
Yes, so I think the first thing that kind of really stands out is the need for reports and dashboards, because we're not just looking at a single customer. We want to be able to track all this information across our entire customer base, meaning, hey, we've got the holidays coming up, we're going to get a huge influx of new customers, and we need to be able to look at all of that. The next thing we want to be able to do is, for every individual customer that we're getting ready to make a phone call or send an email to, we want to see on that individual customer record what status they are. What level of attrition are they? How likely are they to attrit? Or how likely are they to actually successfully onboard? This information is critical for our sales and service reps before they take action with the customer. And the other thing that's also really important is they want to be able to have access to all that information on mobile. So whether you're on the train or heading to a customer site, or if you're at a fair and you're engaging with customers there, you want to know all the information about your customers when they approach you.
Awesome. So I know I like having everything on my mobile, right? I know that now we've got who's going to access it, what they're going to access, and how they're going to access it. So they're going to access this attrition data via dashboards. They're going to see it on the record page, information about onboarding and attrition. So that's for those service reps. They want to see it right on the record page, for our sales reps on the record page. And also, they want to be able to access this information from wherever they are, from their mobile devices, in a very easy to digest manner. So these are just the beginning of our requirements gathering, but we actually have a AI app requirements gathering document for you all to get hands-on with, and we're going to be sharing that out. And we can go through and answer these questions that we've already talked about today, and continue going through this document and fill out what you think the answers might be for some of these requirements. You can get kind of creative with what you know so far about the Cloudy's Candies app and the organization. There's no wrong answer here, but the goal is to start thinking about what are the requirements, or what might the requirements be for this intelligent app, and make sure that you don't fall into solutioning while you're gathering your requirements. It's really easy as admins. We've got tools that we're really comfortable with, that we've used a lot. Maybe we're an all-star at building processes, or we always know we're going to go and build a lightning dashboard. I do love lightning dashboards. However, when you're gathering requirements, keep your mind open without picking the tool, and think about what would your ideal, what are those requirements, and what would the ideal situation look like, the solution look like, without saying, we're going to solve this with a formula field, or we're going to solve this with a process, because it'll help us figure out where to select the right tool when we're exploring our AI tools next time.
Absolutely.
So we look forward to seeing all of your requirements docs. Thank you, Iori, for sharing that insight about the requirements for our intelligent app. And we'll see you next time. Back to you, Rebecca.
It is so great hearing from Leanne and Iori about how we can really think through all of those requirements for building our app. So just to summarize, my main key takeaways are, first, let's identify who we are building this app for. Who are those key stakeholders? Next, let's explore and note down what each one of these stakeholders needs to know. And lastly, think around how these stakeholders need to access the information. And if we are able to answer those three questions, we'll be all set and ready to build our app. So before we move on to the next step, it's your turn. Fill out the requirements worksheet. You can find it in the Be an Innovator Trailmix. The short link is right there. And of course, share your work on Twitter using the hashtag Be an Innovator. And that way you can enter to win prizes. And of course, restrictions apply, so see rules for details. And then join us for video 3 of Be an Innovator to learn how you can start to leverage AI. Also, important note that in video 3, we will be getting hands-on in our special Cloudy's Candies org. So be sure to sign up for the org by going to the Trailmix and clicking the link in step 4. That way you will be in the same environment that we're working in and can build along with us. See you next time.